with Billy Ray Cyrus, Fire Rose, and Sam J. Give it up, everybody. So last season, we announced that our partner, Pilot Pen, was searching for their next $100,000 G2 Overachievers Grant winner. That is not a typo. That is 100 grand, y'all. There are some people out there who go above and beyond to make our world a better place, just walking around here just being angels, and that certainly describes my next guest. Her organization helps children in foster care find forever families. That's why Pilot selected her as a G2 Overachievers finalist and shared her story with us, which we are so excited about. Please, everybody, welcome Marcy Bursac, along with Pilot's Vice President of Marketing, Ariane Langston. So meet everybody. Hello. And Marcy, I'm going to start with you. So explain to everybody Forgotten Adoption Option.
Kind of rolls off the tongue,
right? It really does. It's very nice. Yeah, explain how it works.
Yeah, so essentially I coach families through the adoption process. So many people are really familiar with, you can spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands to adopt a child, and it takes a long process. Or you can become a foster parent, and maybe you'll adopt that child, but maybe not.
Yeah.
People often don't know there's a third option, and that's why it's called the Forgotten Adoption Option. There are 30% of the children currently in foster care are adoptable right now, and you can adopt them. And in fact, that process is shorter. The financial investment is at maximum $2,500. The state often covers health insurance to these children until they're 18.
Yeah.
So that's really the organization.
They're forgotten sometimes. They're overlooked, right?
They're overlooked, yeah.
Because I had never heard of this before you. Had you heard of this before? I'd never heard of it. Yeah, so what stood out about, so many great organizations come across, your desk. So like what stood out about Marcy's?
Well, what really stood out about Marcy is that she is an incredible overachiever. She fits with the G2 paradigm, that write more, do more, achieve more. And I'm not sure if you know this, but Marcy is a professional. She is a technical analyst. She also recently finished her MBA. She has been a pageant contestant and winner. She's written...
Okay.
I know.
Just all those, look at all those bullet points.
But there's more. Okay, so let me keep going. So she has written 2 books. A third one is coming out very soon. She is a podcaster. She is a wife. She and her husband adopted 2 children from foster care.
Yeah.
And in her spare time, Marcy has helped over 12,000 families through the process.
How do you have spare time? And all of that. I'm like, what? Where is the spare time?
If I write a 4th book, it might be on time management.
I was like, yeah, I need that book desperately. So this work is very personal to you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly, when I was in my early 20s, I had the opportunity to go on a service project over to an orphanage in Europe. And I spent a good portion of my week with teen girls who were in this orphanage. And it really hurt. Like, I just felt the burden in my heart of, man, these kids, they're growing up without a family. And they're not just growing up in their childhood, like they're growing up with their lifetime without a family. And when I came back to the US, I thought, I'm not okay with what I saw. And I need to do something about it. And so I decided I'm going to adopt as my plan A. And that's what my husband and I did. We actually adopted 2 kids together. They're biological siblings.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Because it's good to keep the siblings together. Yeah.
Significant need. There are a lot of siblings, whether it's 2 or more kids together. That's a big need in the foster care space. And so I started blogging about our experience through what kind of is a complicated, difficult process. And that's what led to the organization that I founded today.
It's a very beautiful thing. Well, Ariane, you have something to tell Marcy, right?
Yes. So Marcy, we fully support what you're doing and your mission, and you really have made the impossible possible for so many children. And, just like the G2 pen, longest writing, unstoppable, you are unstoppable. So we want to offer you all the G2 pens and writing instruments that you need for yourself and all the families that you are working with through the adoption process.
Oh my God.
Well, actually, there is one more thing I wanted to tell you, and that is you are not just a finalist for the G2 Overachievers Grant. You are, in fact, the G2 Overachievers Grant winner.
That's $100,000! That's so good! Well, here is some good news. Marcy is today's $100,000 G2 Overachievers Grant winner. but you can be next. Pilot Pen is once again looking for adults and students who go above and beyond to make their communities and the whole world better for us all. That is why Pilot's hosting the $100,000 G2 Overachievers Grant and the $15,000 G2 Overachievers Student Grant. They both go to outstanding overachievers who go all out to improve the lives of others. Submissions for the 2023 G2 Overachievers Grants are open right now, so don't wait too long, y'all. All submissions are due by December 15th. Find out how to apply at G2Overachievers.com. Stay right here, everybody. I'll tell you what I'm liking next.